Hey everyone, welcome back to the Mark Loeffler Experience. We got another great show here for you today. We got Cody Yeh with us. Cody does a lot of things really well. He does options trading, he teaches courses on it. You're a real estate investor, entrepreneur. I mean, I think everything, you were a YouTube star before you stopped putting out videos. I mean, no offense, but dude has freaking, I don't know, what, 15 videos and he made $2,000 in September from that? Like, wow. like you got us struggling guys here doing 3 videos a week and not getting paid jack. So what the hell? Anyways, we digress already. I mean, so yeah, we're gonna do a couple things here today. Yeah. Let us know if what you're investing in, if you're real estate, options, stocks, small businesses. Also, comment down below. I'm gonna probably do a video with my partner who runs the restaurant businesses and talking about opening a restaurant during COVID and the pandemic and how that worked and how those small businesses have survived. So if you think that's a good idea, please comment down below and we'll get Corey on, all right?
I'll comment right now.
Yeah. Cody, welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure, my pleasure. All right, what came first, the chicken or the egg? Tell us a bit about your story.
Yeah, I think it's the chicken. So, so I came to Canada when I was 18, right? I came from Taiwan. I came here with a student visa, right? I went to Vancouver, catch up my studies there, right? They don't recognize my credit. I cannot transfer most of it. So I have to go through it all over. And then I still remember the first year I was asking a question about, I understand the math, but I can't understand the question. I was raising my hand. Can you explain the question so I can do it, right? That's how bad it was.
Yeah.
And, fast forward 2 years, I came to Toronto because when I went to U of T, I chose engineer, just thought, I don't like writing reports, so that's where I'm going to go. I'm good at math.
Don't engineers have to write a lot of reports?
No one told me that. So I went in there, thinking that, just doing some math, and all that, but then
so if that was the case, you should have just came right to investment real estate, because I love doing math and I don't have to write any reports.
You know what's the funny thing though? Now that I think back, I'm like, because I pay international tuition fee, right? So that's a crazy amount. If people doesn't know, I start first year with $25,000 just tuition. Okay, when I graduated, like 2014, 2015, that's $33,000 per year just tuition. So I was thinking to myself, if there is $100,000, and if I would have no real estate or a stock option or any other stuff I know right now, would I still go to school? Of course, that's a totally different topic, but I'm just dreaming about it. And when the market is going up, you can really buy anything and then probably double or triple or quadruple buy now, right? So that's a question I always ask myself. Yeah, going back to the story, I finished engineer and I went to work in manufacturing as a project engineer, climb the corporate ladder, go all the way, to the manager, whatever. And I was thinking to myself, I was putting so much time into my work. Yes, I'm earning a good income, but the more I progress, right, the more time and stress I have to put in. And I see a lot of partners in the company, their phones are always turned on from 4 a.m. to like 12 p.m. and they say, call me anytime. I'm like, seriously? Okay, well, that's what I'm looking at. I'm like, maybe that's not what I want. So I was saving a big time. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy. In 2016, I bought my first, property. But at that time, I don't have enough in my RSP. So I was like, Mom, I know you're buying that, but can I chip in? Here's $30,000. And then she bought a bungalow in Toronto for $520. And
that's
right
worth
now,
$1 million now. So.
Yeah, that was my first one. And the second one is, and Alliston, that's where my company was, right?
Oh, you worked for Honda.
I worked for Honda for the longest time, yeah. And I just bought a single family there. And I thought, hey, if I'm going to stay there for 5 years, for 10 years, what a family house would look like. So I bought that. And after that, I bought 2 more legal duplex and we converted ourselves and all that. And
so you started doing burrs.
I started doing burrs. And I quit my job earlier this year, realizing that, hey, I'm actually earning more from stock option than my real-time job. And it was just draining me out, and I wasn't happy. I feel like I'm selling my soul I manage a team of very great people, but I feel like I'm in a sandwich in between, like the mid management.
Yeah, like you're getting shit on from below, shit on from the top, and
then this is
they tell you shit rolls downhill, but it really doesn't. It rolls to that middle manager position, because like the guys in the union are like, and then the guys up top are like, well, deal with it, and
yeah. That's not what I want. So I quit my job. I started YouTube channel, not knowing what I want to do at this thing.
15 uploads. Is it 15?
15 videos. 15
videos, and I mean, we'll link it down below. You guys can let us know. But I mean, you got to share with me how to do that, because I mean, I think your lowest views is greater than any of mine. So.
Wow. Yeah. We'll try to get this video, okay, right to the top, because we secretly have a, Mark kind of posed for all the young people, who's getting the highest view within a certain amount of time, and then our goal is to get up to the top of that, and I'll help Mark with that.
See, I don't know if you're young. I mean, Austin is young. Like, he's 25.
Yeah.
Like, you're 30, retired at 29. Sandy's like what? Like, he's
34,
old now, 34, 35 now. So, I mean, Andrew is 30, right?
Yeah, 33,
33. Yeah, so he's old too, right? So, I mean, in this world, I mean, I'm a grandfather in this world, dinosaur, right? Yeah, like, that's the thing, right? Like, Austin's super, so you're kind of middle-aged. So
yeah, I'm kind of middle-aged.
So maybe you can beat the young guy, because the young guy beat everybody else.
Yeah, I'm kind of get the audience of the, the more mature people, but I tend to try to grab a little bit of the
millennial too.
The millennial as well, because I'm a millennial.
Yeah, I think somebody called me a millennial once. I laughed at them. So.
And just dye your hair black, and I think you're fine.
There you go. All right. So well, let's talk about how you retired at 29. So you own some rental properties.
Yes.
But I'm guessing they're probably not giving you much passive income.
No, it's probably, well, cash flowing wise, probably 2,000 altogether per month. But that's another question. Like because I used to hustle a lot, where I was doing day trading for 2 years. So I have a 9-to-5 job, really a 7-to-6 job, right? I go to gym, I play hockey, whatever. I go back, dinner, prep for an hour or two before the trade for an hour or two, and then I write report for another hour or two, right? And
write reports on the stock market or
on the trade I make. So in order to become a good day trader, it's like doing your own business, or you have to look at the numbers, be honest with yourself.
Yeah, you got to work on the business, not just in the business.
Yeah, you got to see, why do I make that decision? Was that the right choice to make, or did I make money doing the wrong thing? Yeah. I want to make money doing the right thing. I'd rather lose money doing the right thing. That's the mentality of it.
I mean, I've made money doing the wrong thing. I have. Like, I'll guarantee that I've made money doing the wrong things. Now, I think I'm a better trader now, but I've made money doing the wrong things for sure.
There's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, it's very easy to fall into that trap and say, hey, I can make money by doing that. But that's the wrong thing, and you keep doing that. Eventually, it will slap you in the face.
I've also lost money doing the right thing and not being patient enough for that trade to come to fruition.
Yes, and that's another thing, right? Like doing day trading, I would never teach anyone day trading, because I know how much of a psychology part, and the entire mentality is so tough. You need to have a unique skill set, almost like a machine, not like getting emotionally triggered.
You trade your algorithms or whatever that is, and
does it meet your criteria? If it does, do it. If it doesn't, don't do it, right? Yeah. But now what I teach is stock options, definitely a lot more for average people, and the return could be better, and a lot less stress and time involved, right? If you have it set up right.
I mean, I agree. Like, what's today? Wednesday. This will come out Monday. So on Monday, I spent 5 minutes in the morning, and then I shot videos, and then I went golfing. But I spent 5 minutes at it on Monday.
Yeah.
Like on Tuesday, I didn't do any trades.
Yeah.
On today, just before we got on, I closed a couple positions, and so I realized a couple $1,000.
Same here. Yeah.
Yeah. And then literally that took me 30 seconds. Well, I think you were putting on your lapel mic. I just went and threw my phone away, right?
Yes.
So.
That's how powerful that is. And a lot of people don't get it. Is at the beginning you put in a lot of time to learn. But just like anything else, just like real estate, you don't just go from 0 to 100, right? You have to put in the time, the grind. But once you get it, this strategy could be very, very minimal time involvement and could be very lucrative and a lot less stress, right? You can go to sleep at night, sometimes forget about what kind of position you have, right?
I mean, I sleep like a baby at night. I mean, I know some people who hold stuff overnight and they're so worried they can't sleep, and I'm like, why? I mean, I can trade super safe and make. I mean, last year was an anomaly. I made 70%.
Yeah.
Year before, but I'm like usually mid 40s.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's cash on cash return, right?
Yeah.
Like that's realized gain, money in my pocket.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, you can treat it differently on tax things, but we're not going to go down that.
But how much is a S&P 500 getting you, right? I know Warren Buffett's talking about if you an amateur, you don't want to put in the time, put in S&P 500, but how much is that returning us?
I mean, I did the video. We'll link it down below. But I mean, it's like I think it's like
9%,
9%,
yeah, 9.8%,
7 to 9, yeah.
For the last 90 years. So
yeah.
If we're spending 5 to 10 minutes every day, if not, sometimes we don't trade and we get double, triple. Again, not a promise. Please don't come and sue us or anything, but not a promise. That's just what we do. Okay, we're just sharing our own opinion.
This is just based on what we've done in the past. Past performance is no indicator of future performance. Isn't that what they say on the mutual fund ads?
That's right. That's right.
So do your own due diligence. Don't take our word for it just because you see on this YouTube video.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
All right, let's talk options. We've had Omar Khan on, and I've talked a little bit about options before. Mainly my guys are real estate. Like, are you still buying real estate? Are you doing mostly options? What's that look like? So as a real estate investor watching this video, why?
Real estate is still hands down the best way to generate wealth, right? That's the best way to accumulate your wealth and not having to worry about it so much, right? That's the best way for you to get your capital in your trading account, in my opinion, because you're not gonna try to turn, like if you have $10,000 right now, you're not gonna try to turn that 10,000 in trading to get to 20,000 because it might put you in a position to do very risky things. Yeah. But in real estate, you're inherently leveraged, 3 to 5 times, so that helps you a lot. And because I'm in Toronto, we're in Toronto, the market has a lot of a great fundamental that will eventually, have the market. There's short term, there's a lot of fluctuation, but in the long term, because of all the demand, the GDP, good economy, good government, immigration, like myself, the government just increased immigration level.
Yeah.
But eventually,
that video is coming out on Friday. Well, it would have just come out on Friday, so we'll link it.
Yeah, like immigration going up, the supply and demand is still off, right? So way more demand than supply. So hey, I mean, we all know we're kind of stuff. It's kind of like an open book, right? So that's still the best way to build your wealth.
Yeah, definitely using a burst strategy, because you're basically recycling your money quicker, taking cash out, and building your net worth. And it's funny, like, so when I talked to Mandy Branham, like, I don't know, probably been 2 years now.
Yeah.
And I was in that position where I owned a crap ton of real estate, but my cash flow was very little because I kept putting it back into the business. I kept renovating and buying more and doing whatever. And my net worth was really, really good. Yeah. Yet you can't eat net worth.
No, you can't eat that. No.
Yeah. So once I learned how to trade, it's so simple, right? And it's so let's talk about. So that's why I did it. Can't eat net worth. I needed cash flow.
Yeah.
So, and when I retired at 39. You retired at 29. I'm not as smart, I guess, because I didn't do it as quick. But
it's not like we retire and we do nothing. We sit on the beach. That's not the type of person I am. I don't think that's the type of person.
No, it's funny. I was just having that conversation with somebody. They're like, "Oh, like, do you like San Diego?" I'm like, "Nah." But the beaches are nice. I'm like, yeah, but I don't like beaches. Yeah. And I wouldn't live in California right now anyways, so. Yeah.
I mean, like, I actually work longer hours and harder than when I was in corporate. But I was so happy at the end of the day. That's what it matters. I feel like I'm doing something I like. Not to be cheesy, but I'm doing something I like. I'm putting more hours, but I'm building my empire, right? And I'm helping more people instead of I'm a slave driver to my team members, right? I'm managing a team, but I was driving them as a slave, and I hate that because I don't like to be driven as a slave, right? So,
Cody, you run an options trading course, right? Yes. Like, you teach people the style you use for options trading. So I know you have a list of 25 rules.
Oh, okay. We're gonna get into that. Oh, okay.
So why don't you just give me the top 5?
Okay.
What are because we don't have all day.
No. Okay. So key difference between my course and there's a lot of other courses out there. Yeah, I took a lot of other course, right? What I found is that a lot of other course talk about a lot of strategy, a lot of ways to make money, but they never talk about how you make money, right? So that's what I found. Okay, tell me how you make money. Don't tell me you can do this, you can do that, right? So this is the exact thing I want it to be in my course. I know there's tons of other ways, but this is how I do it. I know for beginners, if you want to follow, this might not be the best strategy, but it has been consistently making money. So if you don't know where to start, this is a good way to start. Maybe you will develop your own, but at least I tell you my step-by-step from step 1 to step 25, right? Before, let's say, before I sell a put option, right? And then for people who doesn't know, selling a put option, basically, it's like an insurance company,
Definitely
right?
insurance, yeah.
You're like an insurance company. So what do you do when you pay, like average people, what do you do when you pay for your auto insurance every day, right? Every month.
You hope you don't get in an accident and
Yeah.
and your rates don't go up, right? So
And you always wonder, like, what does the insurance company do to your premium when they collect your premium? What do they do with those?
well, they invest it in case they ever have to pay out a claim.
Exactly.
And they make a return on investment, hopefully greater than what they have to pay out later, and that's how they make a profit.
And then
And that's why Warren Buffett has billions of dollars, because he owns many insurance companies.
Yeah, and if the policymaker don't make a claim, then the insurance company basically keep all the money, right?
Yeah, keep their money plus their investment returns.
Exactly. So that's basically what we're doing, right? We're basically selling insurance policy. If you don't make a claim, fine, I keep all the premium. But if you make a claim, I know that I can own a stock I want to own, which is a good quality stock, right? Like Warren Buffett owns, Bill Gates owns, or Jeff Bezos, or anything, any industry that you know, or stocks that you know, right? You own the stocks you want to own at a cheaper price because of the premium you get paid up front, bring down your average cost, right? So that's the entire concept of it. And if the stock price just kept going up, hey, you keep the premium. But if the stock price stayed the same, you still keep the premium. If the stock price goes down slightly, you still keep your premium, right? So that's like the odds are in your favor to keep the premium. So it's a no-brainer, right?
Yeah. So with your strategy, you kind of politician answered that you didn't give the five top things.
I don't want to confuse people. I don't mind sharing it, but I don't want to like.
All right, don't worry about it then. Take his course if you want. No, I'm not joking. Or not, whatever.
Mark is not sponsored anyway.
I'm not sponsored. I don't really care. What type of return are you getting using your model?
Well, I mean, everyone is a bit different. I do have some, personal coaching clients with, all the way from $30,000 to $2 million account, and each of them at a different stage of their life, and they ask for a different return. Some of them, like for example, one of personal coaching clients has a $500,000 account, and he's like, I just want $5,000 to $6,000 per month. I'm like, okay, I could easily get you that.
Yeah, 1%.
And then I don't even have to teach you advanced thing. You just do that, and and don't think about it, you'll get it.
Yeah.
It's based on how much of a risk appetite you want, right? So for younger people like me, maybe I'm a little bit more, I can take a little bit more risk, but still doing the right thing, and I can earn a little bit more. So that means, I aim for like 1% per week. But when the stock market is going up, I can actually, close my position, open a new one, so that 1% in a week might be 1% in half a week, and I make another 1% in another half a week. So that compound really fast, right?
Yeah. So I mean, my goal has always been to 3 to 4% a month.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've had months where I was up 20%.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, reset 3 to 4%, and I'll take 3 to 4% on that extra money too, right?
Yeah.
And that's, I mean, even if you just did 2% a month, that's a 30% return per year compounded.
Yeah.
Like this is why it's so powerful. And this, I mean, I haven't really talked about it so much on the channel because, to be honest with you, the ones I have done haven't gotten a lot of views. So maybe you can help me with this one. But yeah, I mean, obviously it's one of my key strategies for cash flow and building wealth.
Yeah.
And if you watch my 6 sources of income video, you know that like in September, I made $70,000 trading options.
Yeah, there you go. You put it on the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when market is going up, just like real estate or just like stock market, when the market is going up, you mask everyone's mistake.
Wow.
Everyone looks like a hero.
You see who's swimming naked when the tide goes out, right?
That's what Warren Buffett said, right?
Yeah.
But when the stock market pulled back and I started seeing people in my private Facebook group, there's like 1,400 people right now, but I see people start panicking and say, you know, should I do this? Should I do that? And that's the question I say, maybe you don't really understand your best case and your worst case scenario, because when things happen that goes against you, are you still comfortable with your strategy, right? I think that's a big part, and a lot of people don't have that confidence.
Well, and I tell the biggest thing with this, or any type of real estate investing, life in general, I think, is patience.
Yes.
I think most people are in too much of a hurry.
Yes.
And I mean, so that's when I had my best month, was September, when we had the drop, right?
Yeah.
And I was being greedy while other people were being fearful, and I was writing like the volatility.
September was a good month for me.
Yeah,
it was
me
a very
too.
good month.
So I mean, I was being greedy. I was like, okay, boom, this is it. I've been waiting for it, and I'll go. And yeah, I mean, then you get people, and I was happy to own that stuff if I got assigned it.
Yeah.
And I was hoping some of it I got assigned, and I didn't get assigned a lot of it.
Yeah.
But
And that's a very common thing is, when the market is going up, people become so greedy, so they keep chasing the stock market, okay? But when the market pull back, majorly, then people froze, and they start questioning themselves. And this is actually the real time that you should actually double down. That's when you should get greedy while others are fearful, right? But people tend to just froze and say, you know what, it'll go down more, I'll wait. But you wait and then just go back out. You're like, I should have got in bottom here, and now I'll get back in. But usually that point is higher than the point you exit.
yeah,
And that's the human nature of it. Right?
and I didn't try to hit the bottom on any of these, but I bought Enbridge, Suncor last week. I think it was Thursday, Wednesday, I don't remember. And I bought Intel on Friday.
Yeah.
Because it was down like 42 something, and I just bought it outright. I didn't even put puts on it. I want to own this outright and get some. I want to get upside on these, right? Like I think there's on Intel. I mean, it's already up $3.
Yeah.
Like there's $5 worth of upside there, like that.
Yeah.
Enbridge, probably a couple dollars, and a good dividend on the 15th. And Intel has a dividend on today.
You
And
did your research.
You know, in Suncor, I was like 1468, and I'm like, you know, with everything they have going on, it's a great company. I think it's a $20 company right now in this environment. So I think I got $5 in upside, right?
Yeah.
And I'll just sell, and what I'll do is, once it hits a certain number, like $16, $17, I'll start selling $20 calls on it.
Yeah.
And I'll just collect money on that, and then wait till it goes to $20 and make $5 a share.
Yeah. I hope you don't lose your audience, because he go into great details. But basically, what he was doing is he sold insurance on companies that he wants to own anyway, and knowing that he's comfortable owning at a cheaper price. But if he doesn't own it, then he can keep all the premium, right? And he kept doing that and repeat itself. And everything Mark said is not stock advice. Everything I said is not stock advice, just so you guys know, okay? It's just company that Mark is comfortable owning, and he probably knows it inside out. Okay, he does his fundamental analysis, and he's comfortable owning it, right? And that's, at the end of the day, that's key. You don't want to chase a company that's not earning. Now I'm dropping some, key things in my courses. You don't want to invest in a company that's not making money, but promising you they'll make time machine. No matter how good the dream is, it's harder to execute. You probably know from the business side. It's so easy to dream and talk, but it's so hard to execute. Right? So if they're not making money, they're not making money consistently and having that growth, I will never touch that stock. That period. That just.
There's one I play. It's called NEXT.
Oh,
but
I talk about it in one of my YouTube videos. Yeah.
I only ever sell calls on it. Don't do that though, guys. It's very dangerous.
Yeah. So
you could end up short. And there was a buddy of mine who did it on Tesla, and he was shorted at 790. Before the
yeah, you can lose big money.
You can lose infinite amounts of money.
Yes.
So
again,
be very careful.
Again,
that's not stock advice.
A strategy called selling naked put. That basically means that Mark wants the stock to stay the same or go down. But the flip side of that is, if the market kept going up, he will have an unlimited amount of risk. And that's what happened to his friend.
With selling covered calls, yeah.
Yes.
Or selling naked calls.
So never sell a naked call. Never swim naked. Okay, you don't want to swim naked.
Well, you can do it with naked puts, because really your downside risk is if that stock goes to zero. So if you're doing it on things like Intel or Microsoft, Enbridge, like those companies aren't going to zero.
Yes.
Right? They have revenue, they have profits. You know, they're major companies, unless, you know, we had Enron and like some accounting fraud.
Yes.
But I mean, most people knew about that before that all came out anyways,
Yes.
and you can get away from stuff like that, right?
Yes.
So if you're investing in good, solid companies that make product or have services or whatnot that actually make a profit,
Yeah.
the chance they're going to zero and that you're going to lose that total investment is very small.
Correct. You got to stick with the fundamental, right? If they're not making money, I'm not investing in. I only want to bet on winners, because the real difference between like winners and losers, especially in this age, in this time, is the winners are kept getting bigger because they have the resource, they have the capital, they have the time, they have the talent. But the startup, right, whatever, you know, the company you talk about, or whatever startup, they're walking on ice. They cannot make a single mistake. If they make a mistake, that might be 50% of their capital, and now they can never get back up, right? But like big companies, if they make a mistake, okay, 20 billion, that's fine. We have 200 billion, so we're just gonna, you know, work on other stuff. And that's the big difference between like big leaders and just startup, right? They're just, the margin of error is so small for a startup. So the odds are not in their favor. There might be a great dream and goal. You might believe in them, but the odds are not in your favor, right? So why would you bet on that, knowing that 90% of the time you will lose, only 10% of the time you will win?
Yeah.
Well, instead, you should probably bet on the company that will win 90% of the time, so your capital is growing 90% of the time, but not losing 90% of the time and winning 10. If you do the math, it doesn't work out.
And obviously you're doing this full time now.
Yeah.
So this is
Full time, 15, 30 minute full time, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I mean, that's kind of why I got back into doing something, because I found I was doing it too much. And when I do it too much, I do stupid things, right? I start to day trade, and that's why I just need to be busy doing other things, so I can just check real quick and say, oh, this time, okay, boom, 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 right? I'll make a trade or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I'll check it. I usually check it around 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Around noon if I'm around.
Yeah.
But if I'm golfing, I put the phone in my bag and I don't look at it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, that's a great point, right? Like between 9:30, like that's from my day trading experience as well, and what I see in the market for stock option strategy is from 9:30 to 9:45 with 10. That's when the market is digesting the orders from last night, from overnight. So
or digesting whether Biden beat or Donald or Donald beat Biden, and we don't even know. So.
And that's
maybe we'll know when this video comes out.
Probably, I
hope so.
Yeah, the uncertainty is really high when no one when they're digesting those contracts, right? So that's good for us when we're selling insurance. We want to sell insurance when everyone's thinking that's that's the end of the world and all that. So we get paid more. So that's a good time to get in. And I would drop another thing is in the afternoon, between 2:30 to 3. That's when everyone's kind of slow. The traders and the institution, they kind of have their lunch, have their beer. They're kind of slow, just chatting with each other. That's a good time to close your position because there's not a lot of volatility. But then from 3:30 to 4, that's when a lot of amateur traders or people who have a full-time job is like, oh, that might be the end of the day. Let's take a look at the market. Let me punch in some trade. I forgot about it. And then that's when things are becoming volatile again, right? So
so pure gold at the end of video. Just use those trading times and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, that's what I like. One of the slides out of the 200 I share in my course. They're just things that I do, I observe from real experience. I know fluff, just exactly what I do, how I think, right?
We'll link your Instagram, your YouTube, the course info down below.
Yeah, I'll link the private Facebook group. People can join that and see what I post. I post like weekly, if not days, on my view on the market. Just helping out people. Might not help out with your strategy because that's a general group where people do their own stuff. But once you take the course, there's an alumni group where people went through the course, know my thought process, and we just enhance from there, right? But in that general Facebook group, you can ask questions and people help you out, and I try to keep a very positive vibe. Discuss whatever you want as long as it's not a scam or self-promotion.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I'm the king of self-promotion, so I guess I can't go to the group. Jeez. Anyways, thanks everybody. If you guys got something from this video, smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really does help. If you are new to the channel and you've made it this far, thank you. Please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you get all these great videos right into your inbox. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a great one.